The BBC has announced the viewing figures for its new comedy drama Death Valley following the launch of the show on the weekend. It comes following a mixed reaction from some viewers over the recently aired first episode. The 6-part series set in Wales follows Detective Sergeant Janie Malone, played by Gwyneth Keyworth, and retired actor John Chappell, Timothy Spall, who team up to solve crimes. The show is written and created by Paul Doolan, whose previous work includes the Sky One sitcom Trolleyed. Death Valley, which has drawn comparisons Ludwig and Death in Paradise, launched just days ago, with its first episode having aired on BBC One on Sunday night. It's set to continue on the channel this weekend, though all 6 episodes are already available through BBC iPlayer. It has now been announced by the BBC that Death Valley's launch, which aired from 8:15 p.m. to 9 p.m., drew an audience of 2.9 million on BBC One, with it achieving the largest overnight audience for a new BBC scripted comedy title in 5 years. It adds that it outperformed Ludwig's premiere in September last year, which attracted 2.8 million viewers. The show, which includes Gavin and Stacey, stars Stefan Rodri and Melanie Walters among its cast, centers on the unlikely crime-solving partnership between retired actor John, who played a fictional detective, and police officer Janie. It's teased in a synopsis, they'd make the perfect crime-fighting duo, if only they could get along. There was a mixed reaction on X to the first episode, despite the news this week that the debut was a ratings success. Some people even shared that they were turning Death Valley off just minutes into the premiere. One person wrote, 5 minutes and switching off, this is awful, so bad. Another said, had to turn over. Someone else commented, I only lasted 10 minutes. Others similarly weren't impressed by the new TV show. Someone said, 10 minutes in. Boring. Screaming unintelligible actors. No thanks. Another viewer wrote, just sat and watched the biggest heap of SE ever and it's called #Death Valley. That's 45 minutes of life I ain't getting back. And sharing their thoughts, one person wrote recently, shame #Death Valley had good potential. But it's so cringeworthy. Can't believe it was considered good Sunday night viewing. Can't wait for #Ludwig Series 2! Not everyone was unimpressed though. A number of viewers have shared that like Death Valley so far. One fan said, I really enjoyed that. Hilarious. Policing at its finest. #Death Valley. Well done all involved. I howled all the way through! Another said on the platform, not everyone's cup of tea but I loved #Death Valley. Quirky but most enjoyable, acting was superb by both lead actors. Full marks to all involved in this series, looking forward to more. Well done #BBC, a third wrote, #Death Valley is absolutely excellent. Getting the blend of comedy and drama right is very difficult, but the team have done it here. It can build a following. The brilliant Brokenwood Mysteries from NZ is now in its 11th season. #Death Valley can follow a similar trajectory, sharing their thoughts in a post recently. Another viewer said, #Death Valley really enjoying the show. Easygoing murder mystery. Think Death in Paradise but in Landalo. Nice to hear genuine Welsh accents on TV. Tidy, Death Valley continues on BBC One and BBC iPlayer on Sunday night from 8:15 p.m. All episodes are available on the streaming platform now.